buy me one. See, the thing is that with this quality, you only need one or two. You know, the reality is that you only need just to almost use this, maybe with the pearls that we did earlier on.
Well, I think one of the best combinations with gemstones is Tanzanite and white pearls. I just don't think you can go wrong. It's that whole nautical Versace sort of look, isn't it? Yeah, it's beautiful. That's a stunning strand, that really is.
It is a limited edition opportunity. Wow. It is a restricted closeout deal price point. It is one of those that I don't want to give you a reassurance that if you don't get this, that we have something that can match at this price tag. I'm not going to say we can't do Tanzanite at low prices, because we can, but what we can't do is always guarantee this quality for the price that you're getting. And especially because it's that smooth, non-faceted rondelle, it's really going to create something absolutely outstanding to your jewellery design. Bernadette's got a question. She says, can you please tell us what threading material the budding beader has used with the Tanzanite? It sits beautifully on your neck. Hang on, if I'll hold it then and then marky mark.
Let me put my specs on.
You put your specs on and show me.
Oh, our beading thread from our threading pack.
Is it?
Ordinary beading
Hang on,
thread.
I'll grab it out then.
Yeah.
Is it in here? I don't know what we've got it in here actually. It should be in here, but it's not. I'll have a look and see where it is. But it's just a classic beading thread, is it? Just a classic silver beading thread. Yeah. I'll show you it there, just because you can see how it looks. And it does look beautiful on the neckline. It sits very easily, doesn't it? I'll just hold it like that so you can see. Look at the level of colour here that we're talking about. The depth of colour that we're looking at is truly second to none. I'll just go back to the identification of when I was trained with the GIA at the Gemological Institute of America. They train you in different ways, and in particular they train us how to grade pearls. So we were talking about the different levels of how you grade pearls, and you know, earlier on we talked about pearlescence. Well, actually there's also a grading system that is very acute, and kind of probably the most important aspect of this is the grading of the saturation of colour. And again, I'll hold this back up because we want to talk about vivid and intense. Those are the two key words for Tanzanite. So if you hear a dealer talk about vivid and intense, that's where the money is held. That's where their value, they expect it to get their money from vivid and intense Tanzanite. If I just rotate that, and you'll see what I mean. That is just that, isn't it? Vivid and intense colour. You have got that. I love the graduations of colour as well. I like the fact that you do have that natural quality of arrangement. You know, you do have that individuality. And this is heat treated. Now, all Tanzanites, pretty much, well, say all Tanzanite, if it comes from the ground, it's green, because that's the zoisite. When you heat it, it's just almost just a reflection of nature, that you're continuing nature's process when you heat. And these days, heating is not normally classified as a treatment. Most jewellers would not reveal heating as a treatment, because they just say it's a process of continuing nature. So lots of places will say that it's not treated. It makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah. It does make sense, because you're not adding anything. No. You're not diffusing it. You're not treating it. You're not coating it. All you're doing is continuing nature's progress in the earth, and you're just bringing it out and continuing that. And the heat process that you have here takes your zoisite and vanadium, which are the two main elements of Tanzanite, and they clash together in one place in the world, and that collision that takes place, the green and the blue then shift, and that's when you get that shift within that heat environment of getting those violets. Then you get the blues, and then you get those pinks. And you go, well, where's the green gone? Well, actually, interesting enough, you can get bicolour Tanzanite where the shift is much more paralleled into greens and blues. But this is where, I guess, for a lot of people, is where the tradition of Tanzanite really holds its own, with the blues, with the pinks, with the cornflower purples and blues, etc., coming together. £54.95. Loads of people who've left in their basket. Lots of people have placed into their basket. Just to let you know, this is a one-off deal. I mean, we genuinely don't think that we're going to be able to guarantee anything quite like this in terms of the capacity of colour quality, the capacity of carat weight. I mean, we often talk about, you know, what's important to people. Well, 40 carats of any gemstone is awesome, but 40 carats of Tanzanite with this grading of intense, vivid colour, It's spectacular, isn't it? A real treat and a half. Any time you want to get a certificate of authenticity with what you're purchasing from our gemstone strands, just speak to our call centre or add one to your order. Certificates are just 25p, and they are, I guess in some ways, they're the security blanket to guarantee that what we say it is what you're getting. A certificate of authenticity is almost just your insurance policy for when you're purchasing, and I don't mean that it's your insurance policy. What I mean is that you know exactly what you're buying from us. It means that when you put that to one side and you're working with Tanzanite and you're selling your jewellery and somebody says, is it real Tanzanite? You've got that turn to of your certificate that goes, yes it is, and it gives you the proof. So it's your proof of purchase, and what you're saying it is what it is. And that's, from our perspective, very important. Just 25p for that certificate. Do you get certificates?
Everything. Absolutely everything, whatever it is, whatever it is. And I think we also, I've mentioned this before, so maybe you could have a little word.
Yeah, go on.
Is getting authenticity certificates for our sterling silver.
Okay.
And gold-plated
Lots of
sterling
places
silver
don't do
as well.
sterling silver certificates.
No, I think we should.
I don't know many places that do sterling silver certificates at all. Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
just
interesting.
Have a little word.
Your jewellers don't do it though.
No,
Jewellers don't do certificates for silver at all. They wouldn't give you that kind of. So that's probably why that we don't do it. But I'll take it on board and I'll certainly pass it on.
And does Tiffany's have first dibs on any new gemstone that's found? Would you happen to know that?
No, I don't think so. Not these days.
Because we always hear about these gemstones and Tiffany this and Tiffany that.
That was Kunz. That was just good. That was his pure, intense fascination with searching the world for gemstones.
Right.
I think that's where it all began.
So if you found a brand new gemstone today, you could put it out to the highest bidder.
One of the guys who I work with and who I work with quite intensely, Yanni, he's found one of the world's first gemstones of this century. He found a gemstone, and
wow.
So yeah, you can find it if you find something that's never been, and it's been proven that there's nothing like it. So you have to get it scientifically tested. You'd have to get it all. But yes, you can 100%, and you can choose the name. You can do whatever you want with it. But I think for a long time, Tiffany's had a stronghold because of Kunz, because he literally brought so many gemstones to the trade that had never been heard of before.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go. I'm glad I knew the answer to that. Sometimes you ask these questions and I go, oh no. Like when he always goes, he puts me on the spot, he goes, I'm just going to ask this question and I don't know whether you know the answer. And I go, oh no, oh no, what was he going to say now?
You've not let me down very often. I don't think you've let me down at all ever.
Have I not?
No, you've always given me an answer.
Yet. There's always a first time.
Doesn't it look amazing against those diamonds? The blue and the yellow together, don't they? It's just spring, it's daffodils and blue sky and... Isn't that beautiful?
Outlandish.
I think that's lovely. Just caught my eye.
When you looked over there and we was on our stand there, you are so right. Wow! Oh, I love that. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it?
I don't know whether I'd go for the smaller Tanzanite just so I could match them.
I think you keep it with its delicateness.
Yes. Yeah, just play with that combination.
That's
look
perfect,
at how right. If you want your Canary diamonds and you want to work with the Tanzanite, get the Tanzanite now. Of course, don't forget it is a closeout, limited available offer, $54.95. I've been lucky enough to see how good we are at making our deals when I was out in Jaipur last time with the likes of the Colombian Emirates we were talking about. I wasn't privy to this deal. All I know is that I don't think there's many deals like it to be had these days. And I'm pretty sure that if we went to our buying team and said, look, we sold out of this one, let's play it again, let's get another strand in exactly the same, let's match the price, I think they'd probably laugh in our face now. I genuinely think, especially with so much activity, with the wall being built around and all of that, with all of those just kind of implications, I think the reality is that even if we wanted to, I don't think we could. We'd try, we'd try, but once it's gone, it's gone, especially when you've got those yellow diamonds. Have we put the yellow diamonds up for pre-order?
Oh.
10 minutes to open for pre-order. Right, be prepared. Literally, Boy Scouts amongst us, you have to, it's not just Boy Scouts these days, is it though? It's Boys and Girl Scouts. But just to be clear, this is going to be available for pre-order, so be prepared. 10 minutes time. That's your Canary. I'm calling it Canary diamonds, and the reason I call them Canary diamonds is quite simply When you say canary, you mean vivid, bright yellow, and that's what you've got.
It's a real daffodil yellow, isn't it?
Isn't it?
It's real daffodil yellow, yeah.
And against that Tanzanite, with the vivid colours of the Tanzanite deal of the day, that is a marriage made. Go on, can we see it just one more time, Brucey? Brucey, let's see those Tanzanite, the Tanzanite together with that. 54.95. That's it. I mean, that's what you want to see, and that's what you've got. Two colours that are powerful enough to stand alongside each other without one, you know, paling the other one into insignificance. That's a blimey of a deal. Love it. Hold those phone lines if you want to get the Tanzanite. 5 or 10 minutes for us to open for pre-orders on the diamonds. That's it. So not long to wait for the pre-order window to be open for that. We do have other diamonds coming if you rather like your diamonds. At 12 o'clock hour, we have got our feature of 5. So it's the top 5 day, obviously, and we have got a feature of those top 5, including your black diamonds, and I'm just going to put those alongside the yellow as well. Hello there. Hello there. Ooh. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so this is your top 5 coming your way, and that's happening mid-deer today. That's mid-deer. Before that, though, right, we've got, what, 35 minutes? Shall we put the foot down?
Go on then.
And let's, pedal to the metal. That's what they say, isn't it?
Pedal to the metal?
The pedal to the metal.
Didn't see you as a biker.
No, Formula 1.
Oh.
Since I was a kid, loved me Formula 1. Almighty, my husband.
Really?
Oh yes, my husband for my birthday, for my 40th, bought me a Formula 1 experience, and I went driving in a Renault Formula.
Sit in a car and go round and round and round.
Oh, it's not like that, though, is it?
My mum loves Formula 1. It's probably as interesting as snooker.
Literally, I mean, it was the best facelift ever. I came off like that, and then my face sagged. I went, oh. I looked like, you know, those pound puppies, because my face had been so taut, and then it suddenly just sagged. It wasn't an attractive look. We're going straight to, we're going where? I hope so. They're hiding right back here. Aha. Okay, we've got them here. Look at these. Now, I love adding detail, just a little bit of detail to whatever I'm doing, because I always think the smallest amount of detail can have a huge impact. Let's add a little bit of detail, especially for Valentine's. Let's do your heart headpins in stalling back to the car, sterling silver that you have here. Now these are your solid headpins. I'll just show you that profile so you can see nice solid design to the heart shape. £6.95 for a pack of 10. And again, just the smallest amount of detail can really have a huge impact, can't they?
As you said, especially Valentine's Day and Mother's Day and, well, anything to do with hearts.
Yeah. And the thing is that you actually, you know, for something like Valentine's Day, if you go for the diamonds, because let's not forget diamonds are the ultimate symbol of love and affection. Oh, did you not know that?
No.
Diamonds are your ultimate symbol of love and affection from the gem world. There's no other gemstone that says I love you than diamonds. Think about it.
Oh, okay.
There isn't anything else, is there, that actually symbolises pure love and affection. So, if you choose your diamonds, you add in a little bit of heart detail. You only need 1 or 2 diamonds to make a nice heart-shaped diamond pair of earrings. You know, why not do something simple like that? You could sell those if you wanted to, or you're giving the gift to somebody, you know, whether it be your daughter or your mum, or, you know, the gift of love on a Valentine's Day. It doesn't have to be from partner to partner. It can be to the person that is important to you, like your mum or your sister, or, you know, your best friend, you know. Heart-shaped detail, add that personal detail, add the heart shape, and add a little bit of love to the jewellery that you're creating for just £6.95.
That was nice.
Thanks. It's a free phone number, you darling. You can join us at JewelleryMaker.com if you prefer. Plenty of chance for you to make the most of our deals today. Sterling silver just elevates, but I always think that if you're getting started, you often go, but I don't know what I'm doing. You know, should I be working with sterling silver if I'm just getting started? Well, there's 2 schools of thought. Sterling silver is incredibly malleable, so it's really forgiving. So it's a really nice way of getting started, but you don't have to. And if you're getting started with a technique like, say, for example, something like chainmail, and you want to get started and you want to see if it's the right thing for you, because sometimes getting started into a different medium or a different technique sometimes it clicks, sometimes it doesn't, and you do want to do it without having to spend a huge amount of money.
No, that's a good point. Where did the word sterling come from then? Do you know that?
Where did sterling come from? It's a good. I know where Britannia silver came from, because you know Britannia silver is 99.5%, and that's the purest silver you can get. Where did sterling? I don't know the answer. You can interrupt. 60-second clock is just coming in because we're 60 seconds. This is, I've just been told, we are literally, I can see exactly why you're doing this. The timer is ticking away. Right, we are going to do 60 seconds from us to open the pre-order for your Canary yellow diamonds. 60 seconds from now and the pre-order will be open. Actually, alongside our jump rings, that looks rather snazzy, doesn't it?
Does.
Crikey,
wow.
You could get something serious out of that combination, couldn't you? Your Canary yellow diamonds is about to be pre-orderable. And now I haven't given any kind of reference on price on these. And I think in some ways, I don't think I need to, because I think if you know us well enough here at JewelleryMaker, you know if we could do Tanzanite, what should have been a triple figure price tag on a closeout deal to $54.95 on a deal of the day, then you know that we have the potential to take one of the world's most renowned, one of the most sought after gemstones, often one of the most expensive gemstones as well. We can take it to an almighty JewelleryMaker deal. Now there are double figure quantity available. That's it, double figures only available on this quantity, and it will be open for pre-order in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, if you want to get your ultimate yellow diamond pre-order open, then you can do so right now. The live show deal will take place in around about half an hour's time. It will be available in around half an hour. Okay. Let's just go to our gold-plated jump rings. Now the thing is that something like jump rings, for those who don't make jewellery, are just a ring, but actually they are an invaluable mechanical element to jewellery design, aren't they?
Absolutely. I'm just trying to see if I've used any on my pieces here. Yes, here we go. So on the back of this bracelet here,
okay.
This is the sterling silver, but you can see that I've got jump rings placed on the end of the chain. Can
I take that off so I can hold it? Is that all right?
It's not very nice.
There we go. If I hold it like that.
Yeah. So you can see that I've used a couple of jump rings either side to attach the clasp to the chain. You wouldn't be able to attach that chain if you didn't have jump rings to the clasp.
And
so
the thing
as a mechanic,
as a crucial part of jewellery design, whether you're just getting started or whether you're the most advanced jewellery designer in the world, you will still be using jump rings.
No, absolutely.
I mean, that's a fact, isn't it?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
However, if you're getting this many, you might think to yourself, gosh, that's a lot, like 100 jump rings. Well, surely I don't need that many. Well, interestingly enough, you could take a jump ring and it can be a piece of jewellery on its own with the likes of chainmail. And this size, I'm pretty sure in saying, this size will be one of the most go-to for many people getting started into chainmail because it's large enough to not be too fiddly.
And because they are large, you're enabled then, I mean, I've had a little dabble at chainmail, but all I'm thinking is because it's such a large jump ring to start, you can get lots of jump rings inside to do more elaborate designs.
Right.
I think
that's often what Fleur says, isn't it? Fleur's one of our guest designers who is very much our go-to oracle when it comes to chainmail. And one of the things she always says is that the reason that she doesn't often make her own jump rings is because of this. Can you see? Can you see what I'm showing you? Because you probably can't see. You can't see the close. And the thing is that it looks like it's an uncut jump ring, but if I don't even know whether we're as close as we can get, but can you see just here, and it's pretty much impossible to see, you have got a cut, which means it's an open jump ring, but because you get the precision of the manufacture, that jump ring looks whole. Now that's really important when you're working with jewellery, because you don't want to have a big gaping gap, because if you've got a gaping gap, then you don't have the claw reassures you, which doesn't guarantee this is going to stay where it wants it to stay. You know, once it's in place, you want that jewellery to be there for as long as you want to wear it. And you can only guarantee that if you've got that precision of that drill that then splits, or this saw that splits through the jump ring, but keeps the gap as tight as possible. $19.95 is all you pay. You're getting 100 of your gold plated. These are sterling silver jump rings that are coming in under £20. Trade pricing, really, I think it's fair to say on that deal. Bigger quantity says lower price tag. Normally when you're buying jump rings in your local hobby and crafting shop, you could be handing over maybe you know, a decent price tag. You know, I'm not going to say that they're hugely expensive, but they're expensive because actually you're only buying maybe a pack of 20. There's not many places that do bigger trade quantities like we do.
No, in our local craft shop, they used to sell packs of 10.
Yeah,
no more,
I went into a very well-known, like, big warehousey place. They weren't doing silver; they were doing the base metals, and they were doing them in packs of 20. And I thought, oh, okay, 20 for, you know, it wasn't. I mean, I'm not suggesting that they were unaffordable, because they were actually well priced. But first of all, they weren't sterling silver, and second of all, it was back at 20. And really, if you are going to extend into your designs into something like chainmail, you do need the bigger quantities. Now, we only have double figure quantity available now. Sissy, you've got yours in Oklahoma. How are you doing? Okay. L-A-H-O. How are you doing? Okay. She's from Oklahoma.
Yes.
How are you doing?
Yeah.
Okay. L-A-H-O-M-A, Oklahoma. You!
I wondered where you were going with that.
I thought that was really clever. I mean, seriously, I thought that I'd pop a... No point talking now, but I think I've peaked. I've peaked. Jennifer, I've got nobody else to... I'm not going to sing to anyone else. I've just decided. Although, Fog on the Tyne is Almain, because I've got Winifred in from the Tyne and Weir.
Oh.
Nice. I've got Stephanie in Essex. Congratulations. Don't have a song for Essex. Karen, I don't have a song for West Sussex either. Diane in Kent. Nope, don't have one for Kent. Congratulations. $19.95 is all you pay. Oh, I can see you racking your brains for a song from Kent.
Yes. That's very tenuous.
Tenuous. Ros has given us, Ros is our producer. Theme. Superman thing. Clark Kent. Superman theme. Very tenuous. What's this? What's that say? Sissy says, oh, I did great. Yeah, see? On our state song. I bet you get that all the time though, so apologies, I'm sure. But I was quite proud with the, how are you doing? Okay.
Lahoma.
Thank you.
Right.
You didn't get that when I first did that. I knew you didn't. Took a while. Slow burner. It's a slow burner. $19.95 is all you pay. If you are adding to your order today, one postage and packaging for the whole day, you can add as many times as you like. We've got the sterling silver jump rings, but don't forget, we've also got, you can add to your order now, pre-order your yellow diamonds. Now just put that together. Look at this as a combo. Because I do think, as a combination, if you've got the quality of diamonds that we're bringing you, you want to make sure that you get your jump rings to go with as well. Now, your jump rings are gold-plated and they are sterling silver. Absolute luxury all the way. Hold those phone lines for me. Pre-order number on the diamonds, as you can see there, but I can't see. PCRU
06.
06, thank you. I need to do this one. I need to do that. I definitely am.
I've got to go on the 8th to the optician.
I thought you were talking about like the thickness of your glass or something. I've got to go on the 8th. I've got to go to the 8th. I was like, oh, what does that mean? I thought you were talking like glasses speak to me. Yeah, I think I probably need to just... I don't know whether it's just my eyes are tired. I've got a little one who's not, she's not doing the best of sleeping at the moment, so I don't know whether it's just tiredness rather than anything else.
Did the kids settle into their new schools?
Really well.
Oh, good.
The kids have just done amazingly. I've just moved from north to south. For those of you who are watching, going, what's he talking about? I've moved from Durham, from my northern family home, to Hampshire. I've just gone a little bit posh on myself. That's it. Just slowly dragging Hampshire down.
Did you take to the Christmas market in Winchester?
Oh,
did you take them ice skating? You did go ice skating,
yes.
yeah.
I'll have to show you a video of my son.
Okay.
He was like Bambi. Honestly, he'd been on the ice for an hour. Literally, I've got this footage. He's like, and then he gets to the end and he goes, ha! Like he thought he'd done really well. It was brilliant. We had a great time. Right, ruby graduated rice beads is where we're moving to. Look.
Gosh,
they are not small. Now, obviously, this is the big 5 day. We have got some big deals still to come for you, for your diamonds and for your sapphires and for your emeralds. But this is probably the biggest ruby strand you're going to get.
Yes.
What I mean by big is the size of the stones. Now, if I say to you, I can sell jewellery, pre-made jewellery, manufactured jewellery, and I can sell this size on its own, and I wouldn't expect for you to pay anything less than probably the price of the strand on a whole. I think you'd be doing well. At the price of the strand that you're about to see, I think that single stone on a nice setting, you know, nice, maybe I'd go for sterling silver, minimum sterling silver. I'd go perhaps even elevate it into gold setting with a nice gold chain, something like that. That alone, for me, size-wise, and of course the status of size of ruby is very important. But to add in more and more and more and more and more and more, and I mean, look, it goes on and on. You're looking at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 rubies. Now, there's 16 solitaire rubies. They're not 16 that can only be used as a suite. But if you can see there what you're pointing to, tell me, show me.
No brackets.
Natural. Could you get the specifications up for me? Could you put, Roz, could you put the specification before we say it's natural? I need to just get the spec up just to check because we need to see. Oh, look at this. It's really important to identify, for ruby in particular.
That was impressive.
What technology?
You taking off and doing this with the fingers and making it bigger, and that was ace.
Did I do technology?
That was brilliant. That was ace.
It's the first time I've done that. Taught my daughter PowerPoint the other day. I was so proud of myself.
Oh,
anyway,
my word, look at this.
No, that's as good as I get. But if you start to think totally natural, what would you price? Think about it in terms of individual stones. You're getting 16, but I want you to think of what you'd price each one separately. Because we often, as jewellery makers, because we buy in strands, I think we forget to price per stone.
Absolutely.
We get really complacent, and I know I do it myself. We get really complacent with what is a strand of gemstones, when actually in the trade, you know, for somebody like me going to buy gemstones, I normally buy either in a parcel or I buy loose gemstones. I wouldn't normally trade in strands of quantity like this, and certainly not for the prices that you're about to see, not for this type of size. So what would we pay for each one of these rubies separately? That's got to be the question. And of course, heading towards Valentine's, ruby is the perfect colour to add a little bit of passion to a personalised piece of jewellery. Deep, rich reds, real quality class of natural, and they are totally natural ruby. Now I'm going to say this is probably Montepuez ruby because of the grading of the colour that you have here, because it's from Africa. Montepuez is a world-renowned gemstone, leading location, and it's based on the natural colour that I'm looking at, that I'm giving that thought process. I have to say, when you said you were going to go to less than £30, Roz, I honestly thought £30 was going to be £29.95. And so in my ear, before I picked this up, Roz said I'm going to go under 30 on this strand, and I honestly thought that one stone, just one for under 30. Put that onto a sterling silver chain, a gold chain.
No, exactly.
£30, I'd be happy. Well, I mean, I don't even. £20 is not even the price tag of one. Look at it. Look. 16. What does that work out at? £1? £1.20-ish? No, not even that. £1.12. £1.12 For a ruby, whoa, right, stop, genuinely, let's just backtrack on this. £1.12 for a ruby, natural ruby, genuine gemstone. And I'm going to not show you just the big one, because I'm going to show you each one of them. They hold their own. Every one of them holds their own in terms of class and quality. I mean, I love the fact that you've got this one here that would go with this one here, and you've got a pair of earrings. You know, ruby earrings costing you £2.24. Now that is ludicrous, isn't it? £2.24. I mean, just asking a question, do you have a pound shop in your local high street?
We do.
Do you? Do you? Even in your posh town, you've got a pound shop, have you?
I don't think what it's called. I think it's called Pound Street Shop.
Whatever it is, whatever.
Yeah.
There's lots of different versions of shops that sell things for a pound. Just think about it. Do you walk into any kind of a pound shop that sells things for a pound, because there's lots of them, right? Do you expect to walk in and buy a ruby?
Oh, right. I see where you're going.
Packet of after eights for a pound. Packet of after eights. Very happy when I get me after eights for a pound. But come on, a ruby for £1.12. I mean, obviously, I'm asking you to find another 12p for that ruby. But you know, that's the parallels that we're making for genuine, natural ruby. Which seems silly.
I was saying, I went to get petrol this morning. I don't like chocolate, so I don't buy it. But you always have a chocolate counter, don't you?
You do.
And it's 75 pence for a Mars bar. 75 pence for a Mars bar. It was just.
I can't remember
ridiculous.
last time I even looked at the price of those kind of things without, like, kind of going, oh, I'm sure that's not the price they used to be.
Of crisps, you know, it's just.
But when you start to put the list,
exactly,
you go, oh, and it's £3 for an onion. The thing is, going through your shopping list, and it's £12 for this. Literally, you just want to do your shopping list with us. Go on. How much is baked beans?
35 pence.
Is it?
Yeah.
They're
Waitrose Essential. Surely
they're more expensive than that, are they not?
No, that's Waitrose. Good old Waitrose.
No, told you. He lived in a posh town. £17.95 for that ruby is epic, utterly epic.
Oh, I thought they were.
Did you?
Yeah.
You liar! Don't even go there. Don't even go there.
I did. I thought they think it's Amazonite, but I know it's different.
It's not.
I know it's not.
I know him well enough to know that that is not the case. Where has this come from?
Paradise.
Literally. Literally.
That was so cheesy, I do apologise. Why are there two, though?
Do you want to see the both, just to see the examples?
Oh.
Because you have to buy two, and you've bought one, you need to buy two, don't you?
They're beautiful.
Okay, so we're going to do, are these new? Because I've not seen anything like this. Wow, look at the colour that we're offering here. Now, we said Amazonite. You what? You are going to do the 2 strands for one price? Now, Roz has just taken over, because our Danny's going, right? Yeah. Have you heard of our double trouble deals before, Roz? Right. So, double trouble deals. Double trouble deals are when, and we're just this is it. So you can have triple trouble, or you can have a double trouble.
You can have a double, triple, double as well.
Yeah, you can have, or you can have a triple, double, triple, double,
triple.
triple,
Yeah.
trouble. So. She says she's done that at the bar before, but she's never done it for a strand before. Yeah, we know her kind. The thing is that double trouble is when you put 2 strands together and you do an almighty low price that you wouldn't be able to do if you were buying them separately. So you're not just taking a price for 1 strand and then doubling it. What we're trying to do is doing 2 strands and then slicing it to the point where you get the very, very, very best deal. Now, I don't know whether you can do that, but I'm suggesting, I've put it out there, that you can. No pressure. Ooh, now that's interesting. right? Because this colour, and I have to be very clear, this colour you don't see very often. I made the inclination instantly that this was Amazonite because it's the closest to but it's not. When you get closer, you see the opalescence. I mean, actually, if I'd have picked up the strand, the lightness of it should have told me. Because opal is a lighter density of gemstone. So I probably, if I'd have picked it up, I probably should have identified because Amazonite would have been weighty, it would have had a different density to it. But also the opalescence. Sorry, I'm just going to show you the opalescence because that's what's making that luminosity happen. That glow that is taking place is bright and it's crisp. I personally think that this is one of our defining strands of sky blue opal that you're seeing here. I think this is probably beyond textbook colours that we've seen before, and if I put it against the skin you can see what's going to happen. It just bursts into life. I'm going to say you have got two strands for one price tag. Right, we're going to do a deal, and I have to say we are going to give you an almighty deal. But Roz is now saying, Roz is our producer, she's been quite demanding today, which I rather like. If she sees more people on the phone lines and putting in their basket, she will go lower. Now this is she's already got the challenge of trying to match a double trouble deal, and all I can say is that in 60 seconds from now the deal will be yours and you will be in control of it, because if you come on the phone lines and if you join us on the web and you put it into your basket, Roz will take you lower. We've already got Diane, Margarita, congratulations. Julie, you've got yours, and Sarah, I've got Catherine. Margaret's joined us in Oxfordshire, Linda's there in Nottinghamshire, Jennifer's in Kent, Jan's in Cambridgeshire. Everybody who's already on the phone lines, you're not going to be let down. Now don't forget, you get a 30-day money-back guarantee. You're getting two strands for one price tag. What that price tag is will be revealed in 30 seconds, but that 30 seconds essentially is your time to get on the lines, because the more people we have available on those lines, the more web buys we put in their basket, the lower the price Roz is going to go. She said she's put it out there, so we're going to hold it to her in 15 seconds. That's it. Pick up those lines. Congratulations if you're dialing on our free phone number. You can join us at JewelleryMaker.com if you prefer Norfolk, Midlothian, Hampshire, Scottish borders. I've got Nottinghamshire, Wrexham, Surrey, Lancashire, Kent, Aberdeenshire, Somerset. Everybody pays the final price, that price tag. How low can we go? Two strands, sky blue opal for under 20. That's less than £10 a strand. And I'm sure you'll agree with me, that's the kind of deal that truly is a double trouble offer. You get two strands for one price tag, that price tag. And when you think about how much jewellery you're going to make, how much potential there is.
It's beautiful, isn't it? It's a beautiful colour, absolutely beautiful colour.
And it's quite a contrasting colour, which means that if you've got other gemstones already to work with, you know, if you've got deeper, darker stones, you know, like the smoky quartz, you want to play with that kind of contrasting palette.
Or a vivid fuchsia pink, fuchsia tiger's eye, for example. Or,
really contrasting. Or if you wanted to go more ice-like and you wanted to put it with like a crackle quartz, or you wanted to go for a nice clear topaz, something like that, to give it a little bit of an ice-like quality. But then go to the tropical. Go for spring and summer and get that colouring from some tropicals. What about the tropicals of adding in our canary yellow diamonds? Because you could do that, couldn't you? And just
that's lovely.
Yes. Totally tropical. You've definitely got that tropical, wasn't it? Tropical flavours coming through there. An amazing deal. 88 carats of your opal. Now, normally we don't talk about carat weight with opal because it is a very different density of gemstone. But 88 carats is a cracking quantity of opal. An amazing deal. Thanks to our Roz for baiting us to get on those lines, because she's not let us down there. Less than £10 per strand. I will pop it against the neckline just to give you some inkling against the Tanzanite deal of the day, just so you can see how well that works, how very well that works. Because the contrast of the blues, you know, almost gives you a horizon to the ocean quality about it, doesn't it?
Gosh, you're poetic today.
Am I?
My word. Wow.
I'm not sure whether that's a compliment or not. I mean, when somebody says poetic,
and a snort.
There's a part of me that kind of thinks that poetic is just a little bit flouncy, isn't it? When somebody says, oh, you're being very poetic, it means that you're talking guff, like in my mind. Flouncy.
Flouncy.
Flouncy, like kind of, you know, well, I have to wear frills and that's how I think of flouncy.
No, that's a good word. Yeah,
is it?
Flouncy.
It might not even be a word. I might just made that. Is it?
Yeah,
oh, that's all right then. I made up a word, and my father-in-law liked it so much he just put it in the dictionary. He actually wrote it and put it in the dictionary. The word was semele.
Oh yeah.
Semele. When it means half, right? If something's done semi, like it's half, isn't it? So I said, if you want to say halfly, you wouldn't say halfly, so why not say semele? Halfly done.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So he liked it. He put it in his dictionary. I quite like that.
Aww.
I know, it's quite sweet, isn't it? I make up quite a lot of words. 1995 is already paid. Like, look, let's do a... Oh, this one? Disc pendant chain. Oh, chain. Chain. Disc. Oh, I found it. Disc pendant chain.
For,
I really like these. I have a thing about these at the moment. Simple chains with a bit of detail, I've got an absolute thing for. And you have got here so much potential. Whether you're going to take this and get it engraved, maybe it's going to be a memory chain, perhaps it's going to be, you know, a date of something that you don't want to forget, you know, an important moment in time, you know, whether it's a loss of somebody, perhaps it's a marriage, perhaps it's when you first met your partner, perhaps it's coordinates of where you met that you put in, you know, something like that could you just wear around your neck, and it's just personal to you. Maybe it's going to be, you know, medical information that you need to put on there. Some of those things are actually really important, aren't they? You could get this whole chain. Now, it comes with the chain and you get the polished disc for one price tag. Now, obviously, you could take this to your local jewellers and get them engraved, or alternatively, you could do your own engraving if you want to and do some hammering on it. Choice is yours what you want to do, but I have to say, made in Italy and a luxury deal to be had here at $9.95. I'd buy 5 or 6 of those, because I can think about so many people who I know are really important times in their life. We know those moments that you know, sometimes sad times, sometimes happy times, but things that I think they could make personal to them just by adding in that detail of a date or a reference of something, a name of somebody. $9.95 is all you pay. Queues on the lines, no surprise about that. The queues are going to get even longer when it comes to Canary diamonds, and on top of that, the big 5 deal that we have. All to look forward to straight after the break, so don't go anywhere.
Getting started with JewelleryMaker couldn't be easier. When you spend $4.95 with us, you'll get a free welcome pack which contains everything you need to get started, including step-by-step project cards and a DVD which will give you the chance to be able to create an arrangement of different items of jewellery. You'll also get a manual which will help to familiarise you with all the items you're going to be creating and all the tools you're going to need to do so. Plus, you'll also get a free pack of tools. These will be everything you need to get started. Getting started with JewelleryMaker couldn't be easier, so why not give it a go today?
We have been having a love affair with Ruby the gemstone for over 2,500 years. It is the gemstone of love, passion, romance, and that's what it represents for us still to this day. Even with all that extended technology and intelligence as it's progressed over the years, we are as in love with Ruby as we ever have been.
We are lucky here at JewelleryMaker. We can bring Sapphire to your screens from a whole breadth of different locations. I think some of the newer varieties of Sapphire that we've had, the Burmese Sapphire, has been really, really exciting. Right down to the multicolour strands that we do. We do beautiful multicolour strands of Sapphire, which have got every conceivable colour on them. I wasn't actually aware until I started working at JewelleryMaker just how many different tones of Sapphire there are. It truly is a mind-bogglingly beautiful gemstone, and a gem which is loved throughout the world. It's not specific to Europe or the Far East. It is truly loved the world over.
If you have a question or a query for JewelleryMaker, then you can contact our call centre on 0800 644 655 and press option 2. Or alternatively, you can email help@jewellerymaker.com. Owning a strand of genuine gemstones is always exciting. But being able to use it in your handcrafted jewellery, then passing it on to its new owner with proof of its authenticity is even more incredible. Why not add one of our printed authenticity cards to your order and share that same feeling with your customers? You can also access online authenticity certificates for items you have previously ordered by looking at your order history on your account details. The certificate gives you valuable information about your purchase and is your guarantee of quality and peace of mind from JewelleryMaker.
Well, I have to say, we've already had an incredible response to our yellow diamond deal, which is rightly so. But without even talking about the price, we've had people purchasing, which is a real testament to people's trust in us. And I have to say thank you for trusting us. And I don't think, actually, from my perspective, or I'm sure from yours either, I don't think there's a part of us that ever wants to let anybody down. And I do think that in terms of for somebody to have purchased before we talked about price, that is testament to just our absolute blinkered desire to make sure that we do the very best, and you know that of us. So thanks for that. Best news is that when I do tell you the price tag, you're going to be jaw to the floor, because the deal is exceptionally impressive for what we're about to do. I'll just quickly give you a heads up. It is going to be a true deal of opportunity, of quantity-driven opportunity for diamonds. Now, often is the case with our diamond deals, we are restricted in stock. We often only have, a very limited available quantity, of which this is that same type of availability. However, with a little bit of a twist, because this one has a significant enough quantity for us to push the price even lower than you would expect. So please do make sure that if you would like to pre-order, what time are we going to play this live deal? Okay, you've got 25 minutes or so to pre-order, and once the pre-order window's closed, it is a live show acquisition only that we'll be offering you. We would not want you to miss out. We would not want you to miss out. I can tell you that what we have in terms of pricing is actually a spectacular all-time low price on the finest grade of bright yellows that I think we've seen from our diamonds. This is to come, and it's coming your way in around about 25 minutes. So pre-order now. I haven't given you any kind of indication of price tag, but for those who are trusting us, thank you. And for those, I know we're not going to let you down. If you would like to pre-order, you can do so on the phone lines, and you can pre-order on the web at JewelleryMaker.com. Right, we have got a phenomenal kit.
I was pretty astounded. I've never had a kit like this before. No, I was quite astounded, to be honest.
Floored.
Floored, that's a good word.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I've never seen us put everything like this together. I mean, I know we've taken maybe sapphires and we've put them with an emerald strand once every so often, but I don't think we've ever done anything like this before.
Well, I've never had.
No, me neither.
5 in one kit before. Ever.
5, and that's the thing. It's the 5,
yes.
because sometimes we'd see the rubies, the emeralds, and the sapphires. That combination, we can kind of do.
I've had exclusive diamond kits. Obviously, the first kit I had this morning at 9 o'clock was diamonds, but I don't think I've had diamonds in a kit with other gemstones.
No, I'd agree.
So that's really special.
And I think what's phenomenal about this is that it really does show you why they are top of the charts. When you see this combination, you totally get the fact why these have held such high esteem and are revered as precious gemstones of the globe. And it's not just, this is not just a UK-based precious gemstone. This is not just, a European thing. This is a global recognition of world-respected precious gemstones. If you like to do your research, I would say, the likes of, I would say something like The Connoisseur's Guide to Coloured Gemstones. I'd encourage you to read by Richard Wise. That's a brilliant book that introduces you to why they're prized gemstones, and then refers to a whole host of gemstones that don't have that classification of precious but are still very well regarded. Many of the stones that we are introducing you to today, we would classify those as that type of connoisseur stone. But this is world respected. These are precious gemstones, and that word is what normally influences the price tag, because right here you're looking at probably the most expensive gemstones that are around.
I think you're right.
And when you start to put that together, and there are other coloured gemstones that hold their own, paraiba, tourmaline, alexandrite, that have huge pricing and value to them. But I guess in terms of longevity, in terms of historical esteem, in terms of a heritage jewellery, and I do think, when we start to make jewellery working with these gemstones, we're not talking about short-term gain, we're talking about a lifetime of jewellery wear. We're talking about creating jewellery that has this potential to sit outside of our own lifetime and hopefully be something that is treasured for years to come when we're not around. And that, as morbid as that sounds, actually, in all honesty, I think that's really rather special to think that you could be making something that then becomes a heritage item, as we've talked about, in the last hour or so. We were talking about what jewellery is to us and the sentiment that we can attach to our jewellery. But working with precious gemstones, what you're doing is you're creating a sentimental piece of jewellery that has a potential to have a value to it, because it's working with genuine gemstones of the highest order, precious gemstones. And that's historical reverence. That's not me looking into the into the future and knowing the price of gemstones, because I don't have a crystal ball. But what I can say is that if you look at 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, the maintaining consistency of desire for these gemstones, and some will go up. I mean, if you want to take the likes of emerald, do you know that in the last 10 years the price of emerald has only gone up? There's never been a dip.
Oh, really?
And it literally goes like this. And then 3 years ago, because Fabergé bought Gemfields, and so that was the Zambia mine. And it literally, emeralds, if you have any interest in looking at the pricing of gemstones, you can go to a place called Gemval, which is what I often do, and you can look at the pricing over history of gemstones. Ruby, it increased by 48%. I'm going to say 48, might be 43. I just remembered the curve. It's just how I remember things. It was either the 3 or it was an 8. But 48% is what I'm going to say. That's the price over the last 5 years. That's the price increase on ruby. Rubies are classified traditionally as the most expensive coloured gemstone on the planet. So we are talking about highly esteemed gemstones of historical revere. And you've got everything in terms of textbook quality, including a strand of diamonds. We've done emeralds and rubies and sapphires in this kind of combination, but I've never seen us add in diamonds and Tanzanite to this complement. And what a combination it is. This is, for me, this is as close to a deal of the day as you're going to get. This is as impressive as we're going to be able to achieve. Diamonds alongside the luxury of your rubies, sapphires, emeralds and Tanzanite, and all for one price tag. Over 100 carats of luxury big 5 stones for one price tag. 100 carats of luxury. I mean, we're just talking about highly esteemed gemstones. We're just talking about the price of emerald and we're talking about rubies with the consistency of demand, and we've just taken you to $54.95 for 5 strands.
$10.99 a strand.
That's $10.90. Oh my life, just saying that. That's less than £11
for a strand of diamonds. That's the lowest of it.
Have we ever
No, that's so wrong.
So I mean, if you think about it.
Oh God.
I mean, if you think about it too hard, then I think we're probably going to get into trouble for. Is that a management price? That has to be a management. That can't be a price that. Roz is genuine. She just said there is no way that she would have been able, the computer would have stopped her doing this price. This is a management appropriate price, which means that essentially our management team often do this for these kind of almost PR deals. Have you heard of a PR deal? Where literally we do a deal so that you talk about it, so that you go, you never guess what I bought today. I bought diamonds for £11 in a deal of £54.95, and I got ruby, sapphires, emeralds and tanzanite. That's a PR deal, a talking point deal. I mean, I assume that this is a PR deal. I mean, there's not many places, there's not many people who would suggest to you that this is a normal deal. Even if you've watched us from Dear Dot when we started presenting. How long ago have we been here?
8 years in May.
8 years in May. Yeah. So I joined about 7.5 years ago, and I have to say, in that time we've done some cracking deals on every gemstone that you've got here. We've done some big deals, but this is an almighty opportunity, isn't it? And normally with a strand of diamonds or a strand of tanzanite, you'd look at a restricted maybe 6 centimeters, 7 centimeters. Yeah. Look at this. I mean, the length of this. What's the length of this one strand of diamonds? I haven't got a ruler of truth. Hang on, I need the ruler of truth.
Try the back of that. That's centimetres.
Oh, is it? Mm-hmm. So 7.5 centimetres.
That's 16. So that's 17.5 centimetres. Yeah. Yes.
That's a lot of diamonds.
Yeah.
What did you say? £11? £11.
£10.99. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just highlighting the diamonds, but I can highlight the emerald because, as I say, the price of emeralds these days is quite considered, especially when you're looking at this grade of quality with the vivid colours. Then you're talking about the price of ruby, which, as I say, in history has been known as the most expensive coloured gem. Then you've got the likes of sapphires. Sapphires. I mean, royal blue. Can I have some info on that sapphire, on the strands? I just need to know where the sapphires are from, because that blue is really interesting. Is there any other spec? We're just going to see if we've got any more spec that I can get for that, because that is an amazing combination. Black diamonds, rubies, emeralds, tanzanite and blue sapphire. The tanzanite as well. Love that shade of lighter tone. You know, very in contrast to perhaps the vivid colours that we were talking about from our deal of the day. You know, these are much lighter, but I still like that you've got that palette of colourway to work together into an almighty combination.
I'm going to put you on the spot now.
Oh no.
If you had to choose one of those 5 to take home with you after the show, which would it be and why?
You're cruel sometimes. Do I have to only choose one?
I've got a favourite.
Would you only choose one?
Yeah, I've got one. And it was exactly the same one as my kit strands and also my sample strands.
Diamond. Would you take the diamond? What would you take then?
For the first time, I've swayed towards the emerald. I think it is so beautiful,
really
and it's rich and it's vivid and it's just love it.
I mean, truthfully, as much as I don't want to be stereotypically like boring, I think if you said to me £11 for a strand of 17 centimetres of diamonds, I don't think that I could hang. I don't think I could walk away from that. Because I'm still of an inkling of I mean, let's face it, if you're doing a nice charm bracelet or you're just doing a really classic bracelet and you just want to add a little, you know, at the end of an extender chain, and you can add just maybe 2 or 3 diamonds, you're adding diamonds to a piece of jewellery, right? And as much as I know that the emerald would look great, and I understand that, But actually, my head goes, I'm doing a really classic bracelet and I want to add an and it's costing me a tiny amount to add just that flavour of adding. And then you say, and I'm offering you genuine diamonds. Oh, I've got a certificate of authenticity as well. Yeah, you can guarantee that those are diamonds. That, for me, just makes me go, why would I say no to that? Because it's costing me £11 for that strand in that combination of £54.95. It's £11 for a strand. And it's not, with us, strands of diamonds are 6 centimetres, aren't they? They're not 17 centimetres. But I get the emerald. I get it. Is it Brazilian emerald? Brazilian emerald? Oh, Santa Teresina. Oh, that's interesting.
For £11.
Ah.
For £11. I just don't...
Sorry, say that you need to do those locations again. Yeah, natural ruby from Africa, probably. Emerald is from Brazil. Yep. Tanzanite is from Tanzania. No! I thought that's what you said.
Oh, my word.
Burmese sapphire.
Not enhanced.
And natural.
For £11.
Okay, ask me the question again.
Okay, so I'm going to put you on the spot now.
Yeah.
If you had to choose
What's the
one
price?
strand
Yeah.
to take away with you after the show,
Yeah.
which one would it be?
Burmese sapphire that's totally natural. I mean, I've totally flipped the coin there, haven't I? I mean, genuinely, I was natural
How's this done?
Burmese sapphire. I mean, truthfully, you you just need to do a tiny amount of research. Just type in, I'd go to the GIA because they give a really good overview of most gemstones from locations. I'd type in GIA, this is in your search engine, GIA, that stands for Gemological Institute of America, but you don't need to type in all those words. GIA, and then type in Burmese sapphire. It'll come up and you'll have 3 or 4 really interesting articles that'll say to you, Burma, world-class sapphire, and especially just adding in the natural, just add in that little, kind of just drop in the ocean, oh, by the way, it's natural. What? Amazing. £11 for that. That's brilliant.
Bonkers is what it is.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Absolutely incredible deal. Utterly amazing. Angela in Hampshire. Hi, Angela. She says 5-stone jewellery suite beckons. A suite
Imagine.
of diamonds, rubies, sapphires, emeralds, and tanzanite. I mean, truthfully, for those of you that don't know, I wasn't meant to be here this morning. I wasn't meant to be presenting today on JewelleryMaker. I was coming up, but I wasn't meant to be here with you guys. And when I got the phone call at goodness knows what time it was this morning, I didn't wake up thinking, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do diamonds and rubies and emeralds and sapphires from Burma and tanzanite for £11 per strand. I just didn't have that reference point. Not one part of me went, yeah, that's what I'm going to do today, because it doesn't even sit. And I've worked in the trade for a very long time. Genuinely, I don't get to think of those. And I know good deals. I've seen and I've brokered and I've been part of deals where I know there's something that could happen. That's a great, in my mind, that's a great deal. What? Just crikey, that's good.
We can't have many left of those.
I doubt it. I can't believe. Congratulations. Let's see who's already there. Let's see who we've got already purchasing. Congratulations, Suzanne. You've definitely got yours. Lovely to have you come in. Linda's joined us as well.
Wow.
Elizabeth's there. Veronica in Lancashire. Barbara's joined us as well. I've got Tony joined us in Cumbria. Angela's in Falkirk. Jackie's there in London. Kathleen's in Monmouthshire. Now, if you've put into your basket and you haven't checked out, that's okay if we have the stock. The reality check of this deal is that there shouldn't be any stock by the end of this opportunity, because it's so impressive that this should be a sell-out deal. So if you have put in your basket and you haven't checked out, if you're okay to miss out, if you're on the fence and you're not quite sure whether you want it, then that's okay. But if you know you definitely want it and you're just waiting to check out, then please don't wait, because I don't want you to miss out. £54.95 for that whole combination of the 5 strands.
Wow.
So what are you going to show us?
Well, the question that we get asked so many times is, what do we use to thread our gems of distinction big 5, especially the diamonds and things on? Okay, so of all of the pieces I've made for the kit, I've used all of our threading materials. Okay.
Perfect.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go.
Different types of
I'm going to go
threading
from thickest down to thinnest, just to show you that whatever strand you have, there is a thread for. Okay, so first thing we're going to go for, and I'm going, because you've decided it's going to be the strand, I'm going to cut into the Burmese sapphire.
Have you now?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, first of all, so I'm just going to cut straight down the middle.
Yeah.
Like so. It's painful sometimes.
Well, cutting into a gemstone.
Yes,
Have you still got
really
your top
is.
drawer that you're not touching? Have you?
My special box.
Yeah, special box. You know that Glenlira also does the same. Glenlira is a world-renowned gem lapidarist,
Right.
and I've interviewed him a number of times, and he's a good friend. Yeah, I was talking to him. He's got a top drawer. He literally like you, and I went, "Ah, my friend Mark's like you."
You mentioned my name to Glenlira.
Yeah.
Oh my word.
Yeah, I was like, that my friend
great,
Mark
my
does
day.
exactly that. He keeps them to one side. Yeah, it's the ones that I just don't. I'm just waiting. I was like, that's cool. That's you.
That's
you wait,
me.
don't you?
I could be his protege.
Literally.
I could.
That was it. They just said, is that a Glenlira impression? That was his accent. He was a friend until I did his accent, and now he won't talk to me. Right.
So first thing we're going to use is a bit of wire and featherweight head pins.
Okay.
So this is my first go-to, and then if I can't use that, then I move to the next, and if I can't use that, I move to the next.
Okay.
And since we've had wildfire and fireline introduced to the stable,
Yeah.
we have a thread now that will go through our diamond nuggets, which you've never had before.
Brilliant.
So this is just fantastic.
Okay.
So
Especially when you work with diamonds, you want to have something that's really
well,
strong.
absolutely,
don't you?
absolutely. So we'll start with featherweight head pin.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use the
Now,
sapphire.
in terms of for those who are just watching and starting to learn about findings and such like, a featherweight in comparison to a normal head pin is literally just the lightness of the.
It's the thickness of the metal. It's the gauge of the metal. So this is an ordinary head pin here. So I've got a basic findings pack which you get in your starter pack.
Yes, in the welcome pack,
Yeah.
what Mark's working with, you will have access to, so you can see the
so you can see
differential.
that's the difference. So that's the featherweight on the top, and then
Yeah.
that's your basic head pin underneath. So your basic head pin is good for your round beads that have larger drill holes, and then your featherweight on the top there is ideal for your gems of distinction. Any strand that has a tassel will have a slightly smaller drill hole. Okay, so they're perfect.
And if you are making your first purchase today, all you need to do is spend over £4.95 and you get your welcome pack, which is here. But just to let you know, you also get in there, you get a manual, and the manual is essentially just introducing you to everything that you need to know about, the words that we use, things like what is a head pin, what's a crimp bead, because why would we know unless we, so the manual essentially introduces you, and this is the findings. Now, findings are the mechanics which Mark's working with, which is the head pins here. And as you can see there, you will get this free of charge with your welcome pack, but it will introduce you to those mechanics of the jewellery. So it also introduces you to the threads as well. So everything that Mark's going to be working with is here, is introducing you to the different types of cords and threads and such like. So you get all of that information, and Mark's going to show us what it can do with your welcome pack free of charge. Okay.
Brilliant. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a wrapped loop with using the featherweight head pins.
Yeah.
So we're just going to start threading on our. So you can see they go on quite easily.
Great colour, blue.
They're amazing, aren't they? Okay, so we'll pop on a little group of those. So with your featherweight head pins, you tend to be able to find that most of the tassel strands will go on. When you've got your diamond nuggets, I would probably say, as I mentioned at the beginning in the first hour, you're probably going to get maybe a fifth to a quarter will go on the featherweight. Then you need to start changing your threading materials. Okay, so this is going to make a simple wrapped loop. So we've got our three sapphires on our three sapphires.
I just
Okay, on the end of our featherweight. So we're just going to pop in our round nose pliers and just leave probably a millimetre of space, because you need something to wrap round, obviously. And then we're just going to take our little tail. So lots of designers have different ways of doing wrap loops. I call it the cheats way. I shouldn't really call it the cheats way. You get the same look as if you did the version where you have to take the pliers out and reposition.
Oh, right. But you don't do that, do you not?
Life's too short.
Go on then. What do you do then?
So I pull the little tail towards me, and all we're going to do
rebel.
is we're just going to keep holding this little tail, and we're going to veer off to the left.
No, you're not.
And then we're just going to wrap a couple of times. Okay, and then I'll straighten out that little tail, because once you've got that little tail left, there's enough there to make a rosary link, so don't throw those little things away.
Yeah.
And then we're just going to straighten that little loop that we got at the top, and then using flush cutter pliers, we're just going to prise the tail towards us ever so slightly to get a 45-degree angle, and then we're just going to cut off the tail. Okay, so that's our first little rosary linked little section. So that's using featherweight head pins. Okay, so then you go down the line and the holes start getting smaller and smaller. Sometimes you'll find that the stones right at the end, the smallest, will have the biggest drill holes. It just depends who was drilling that day and what size drill they had.
Yeah.
So
it's also, when I went out, I was watching, and I've made some footage, some footage I want to talk to Chloe about, us putting it out there, because I watched the guys actually grading and then ordering to put them onto strands. So size, do you know how they do it?
No.
They size sieve it, right? And they have
simple as
they have
that.
discs, and they put the disc in a sieve, and they shake it, and if it comes through, then they put that to one side. Then they change the disc inside the sieve to a smaller size. They sieve it, they put that to one side, but then, to their trained eye, they then can they get the calibration tool, which is like a little clipper, and they calibrate to make sure that they can give you the distinction of the range. I took all of this footage ages ago, and we've not done anything with it, so
we
I was
must.
thinking,
No.
as I was driving home, up to work, I was thinking, I must remember to talk to Chloe.
That's all they do, just different size sieves to get the different sizes. I would never have thought of that.
It's amazing, isn't it? So,
Simple as that.
and I know we've definitely got the footage, so I'll definitely show you it if I can get our Chloe to help me. But yeah,
amazing.
interesting, isn't it? But when you're talking about that, about the the drill hole, it's also how it's been selected by hand. Most of the gem strands that you get here are all created by hand by trained stranders. Literally, that's their name. So interesting.
Brilliant. So next.
Yes.
So the drill holes, you can do this for diamonds as well, is we're going to use beading thread, which you get in your kit. And this is your staple old school JewelleryMaker beading thread. You get 50 metres of that, so it does go a long way.
Yeah, and that thread that you're talking about, that we're using here, that comes with the threading pack as well. So it comes free of charge if you are buying the welcome pack.
So, and again, because this is a metal thread, you'll need to use flush cutters rather than scissors, because you'll blunt your scissors. Okay, so just use all your wire cutters, which you get in your pack as well.
Yep, you do.
So if you're using beading thread, this is where you would use your crimps and crimp covers. Okay, so again, you get these, you get everything. That's what I love about that kit.
Great, isn't it?
I wonder who put that together, had a really good mind. I wonder who that was. So we're going to take, first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our end of our beading thread, and we're just going to pop it through a crimp bead, like so. And then we're going to take our thread and we're just going to pop it back through in the other direction. And I just pull until you have about half a centimetre.
Yes.
Okay, don't have this little hole too small because you need somewhere to give. So we're just going to take our crimp pliers and we're going to give it a squidge. Okay, and then we're going to go in with our crimp cover and we're going to do what you said, we're just going to cover it over the crimp, like so. And now you've got that nice round loop there, which you will then attach your jump ring to, and then your clasp. Yeah. At this point, I then cut off that little tail, because we don't need that. And then let's cut that a bit shorter. So then all we're going to do then is we're just going to simply thread on our sapphires from Burma, I hasten to add. So we're just going to thread them on. Okay, so please don't be scared about the size of drill holes in some of these strands, especially the diamonds, because we now have a thread for each one.
Just while you're doing that, I'm not being rude, but I was just thinking, I did say to research, and I just thought, while you're doing that, you just said sapphires from Burma, I thought, I'm just going to do it while you're doing that.
So we're just going to continue threading on our sapphires or our other stones, and then what we're going to do at the end is we're just going to repeat that, but this time we're going to take our crimp bead, going to thread it down. Again, we're going to do our loop, but this time we need something to pop into this thread because it's quite awkward to pull the thread and keep our loop and make sure the loop is at the base of our gemstone. So we use a bead awl or the bead reamer from your toolkit, and then you pull the thread, and again that will leave your little loop. We go in, give it a squidge like so, and then you would go back in with your crimp cover exactly the same way. You'd take it to the crimp, you'd give it a nice squidge, and I tend to go around all the 4 compass points when I'm squidging a crimp cover, and that just keeps it really nice and neat. Then you go in again with your flush cutters, cut off our tail. So that's the beading thread version with the crimps and crimp covers.
That looks great.
Okay, Now, after the yellow diamonds, which I know we've got coming up, I will show you how we use the wildfire and fireline, which is a completely different way of using it.
And actually, probably that's quite good with the yellow diamonds. So
absolutely. You'll need the yellow diamonds. Yeah, absolutely.
Just while you were doing that, I was just so you see what I mean when I said do a little bit of research. This is one of the articles on gems and gemology, which is part of the GIA research package. It just says there, blue sapphires from the Bormar mine in Magog. Magog is the Burmese mine that we source these from. And you can see there's an article that talks about the distinction and the beauty. So I just thought I'd show you it just because I said about it. And I think it's always good just to show you that there is plenty of interesting articles and lots of interesting reference points for many of our gemstones. And often we don't always have time to go right into the heart of it, but I'll always say if there's something that I'm triggering in my mind that I'd like to have the time to share you with. But it does show you like the location, it just gives you a little bit more interest, and it tells you about not just the geology, but it shows you the mine itself as well. So it's an interesting article, and it's probably worth having a look at if it's something that you're interested in. And I always would say, you know, it's a bit like buying a house. When you buy gemstones, if you saw a nice photograph of a house with a really nice dining room, and you really like the ensuite, and you love the lounge, right? Would you buy the house if you didn't know where it was? You might still like the lounge, and you might like but you wouldn't buy the house if you didn't know the street, or you didn't know the town, or you didn't know the city. Right? The same with gemstones, in my mind. You know, and that's the thing about it is that with gemstones, the more you know about them, the more you can be knowledgeable about choosing the right one that's for you, or knowing the price of it. You know, expecting the price of something like Magog mine or a Burma mine gemstones to that of Australian sapphire. They're all very different. So it's always about it's always good to know. It's always good to have a reference point and to research as much as possible so that you have the knowledge and the power to make the right decision for your jewellery collection and for your jewellery designs. You've got a limited available quantity of our 5-strand deal still left. It's been incredibly well received. I have to remind you, those diamonds, the black diamonds, would work exceptionally alongside your yellow Canary diamonds. Now, if you are thinking of indulging today, and I mean, let's just be clear, this is absolute indulgence. This is going to be the deal for you. It's going to be an add it to your order offer. Of course, we do here at JewelleryMaker give you the freedom to be able to add as many times as you like on one single postage and packing. That P&P, I have to say, I'm still baffled how we do it. I don't understand how we can still do one postage package for the whole day, and then people can add 20, 30, 40 times over. When I can go to the local post office the other day, and I'd put in a tiny little plaque, and my sister's birthday, so I'd put in her birthday card just this tiny, really thin plaque, and it was really thin. I had to pay for a large pack. It cost me nearly £3 just to send this thing, and I was thinking that's just ludicrous. And I do. Fair dues, you have to charge whatever you have to charge to get the package, and I haven't, I needed it there, so I had to pay for it. But it then puts the perspective of one postage and packaging for the whole day, and you can add as many times as you like for £2.95.
Well, first class stamp is 66p now.
It's quite baffling, isn't it? And that postage and packaging, that one P&P, you're gonna make the most of now, because you've got your black diamonds. We've given you a cracking deal for you to get hold of the black diamonds in that bundle. If you've got that, this is now your time to add something extra special. This is your add it to your order on the luxury of bright yellow Canary diamonds. This is a star buy. Really exciting.
You weren't expecting this morning, were you, as you said?
Not at all.
No.
Not at all. And from a position of a lot of research recently on coloured diamonds, and I've got a huge, and I mean honestly, it's like this. It's bigger than a doorstop. It's like that, and it's a gentleman called Stephen Hoffer, and essentially it's the classification of all coloured diamonds, and he takes you through the different arrangement of how you'd classify coloured diamonds in different colourways. So there's, say for example, with pink diamonds, there's 20 26 different shades of pink diamond, and it takes you through rose pinks, it then takes you to purpley pinks, and then takes you to, so it gives you lots of differentials. So he takes you through all of those in each colourway, and he takes you, it's a fascinatingly big book. The thing about when you talk about coloured diamonds, and I don't think anybody would say anything, coloured diamonds, you're adding the beauty of vibrancy, you're adding vibrancy to what is already a world-class renowned gemstone. You're adding something extra special. You're adding the je ne sais quoi. You're adding that ultimate talking point to your jewellery. This is a delight, an absolute delight to offer 4 carats of truly breathtaking. Now, these are not dyed, these are not diffused, these are the real diamond opportunity. We have got for you a serious, now I'm going to say now, whatever's happening with the price tag, right, I can hear phone calls being made, and I know that something's going on with the price tag. Roz will get back to me and tell me what's going on. All I know is that this, whatever's going to happen, it's not going to be your normal deal, and it's certainly not going to be. Roz has just said she can't actually put the price that she wants to do on screen. She can't actually show the price tag. Computer says no. Literally, the computer says no. However, Roz has made a decision on the price, and she's overruling. So she's saying she can't show you the price on screen, but she will honour the price. I've got to. Okay, she's now just said, she says, call centre's engaged, so please could you get off the phone so she can speak to them. That goes to show how busy we are. It gives you an indication of just how busy we are right now. Okay, we will sort out the price tag. Now, the price you are seeing on screen right now is the price the computer is holding to. The computer refuses, literally, we cannot override the system now because that's the price tag the computer will take us to, and it literally won't let Roz go any lower than $179.95. That is normally a price point that we should rejoice at. We would be, I mean, we'd be like waxing lyrical, wouldn't we? At $179.95, we'd be thinking to ourselves, look at the colour, crikey, the grading. Think about it, there's 25 different ways to grade a pink. What colour would you say here? Oh! Have you seen, can you see the okay, you can see what this is Roz who's messaged in. This is Roz, she's in control of one part. She can't control this deal, but she can control what she's saying here. Your price tag exclusively today only. Your price tag on the very, the very exciting world demanded canary yellow diamonds, heat treated only, which just blows my mind that you've got this capacity of colour. I mean, you're talking about gemstones that have just rocked the world in the last 10 years or so for pricing, and we're at not 179, not 169, not 159. We have managed to take you now. Obviously, ignore what the computer says, ignore that now. The price you're actually paying, £149.95. That is a one-off computer overriding price tag from Roz to you at $149.95. As I say, apologies that the computer won't take us there, but the computer literally is holding the price. The price it says is the lowest it can go to, and that is $179.95 that you should be paying. We're putting a further £30 back into your pocket and taking you to less than $150. Now, these are truly outstanding opportunities that we're providing to you. 4 carats of exciting. Now, I've called them canary diamonds, and I'm very, very aware of the fact that if you say canary diamonds, you're looking for a vibrancy that is akin to, have you heard of the graph diamond? Bright, bright yellow diamond, and it's probably one of the most expensive coloured diamonds in the world. It's known as the Graf diamond because it was bought by Graphic, hence its name. And it's a gemstone of such vivaciousness that you can't take your eyes off it. It's like, that's what I like about this. I'm literally enchanted by the vibrancy of this colour. I feel like I'm just there. That close-up just makes me stop and just stare. And that's the amazing thing about this. It is a stop and stare moment that we're giving you. But instead of you stopping and staring and looking at somebody else's jewellery because it looks so amazing, you could be creating that stop and stare jewellery. You could have the freedom to be able to create not just one piece of jewellery, because the freedom of this is that you can multiple design, couldn't you? Because there's enough on the strand.
You'd use them as independent individual pieces, wouldn't you?
Oh, would you?
Yeah, I wouldn't use more than one or two in a piece of jewellery. You know, I'd make it stretch as much as I could, I think.
Would you?
It's amazing.
See,
so
I was thinking...
at $37.50 a carat?
That's just crazy.
Isn't it? It's just... What were you thinking then?
Well, price per carat?
Oh,
for my design.
For your design,
I was thinking I'd go for perhaps a drop pair of earrings. Okay. I'd go for the sparkle, but I'd want it in multiples. I wanted maybe a centimetre kind of drop of stones. But when you think about the length of this, that means I could still make 1, 2, 3, 4. I reckon you make 4 pairs of earrings. A carat of diamonds.
Oh yes, yeah.
You could do Carat Club earrings. You could do a Carat Club pair of earrings.
Yes, yeah.
Because you know, in the gem trade, that with gemstone collectors, you want to be in the Carat Club. That's the big thing, especially for diamonds. Being in the Carat Club is quite. It's like, I'm in the Carat Club. Oh, that's lovely. That's it. I'm the Cabbage Club. No, that's not. But the thing is that the Carat Club. If you own a carat of diamonds, then you have that kind of higher echelons of desire from your jewellery. You've got Carat Club opportunity. So you've got 4 Carat Club pieces you could make there. Welcome to the Carat Club.
Of yellow diamonds.
Of yellow diamonds. Liz, she says, this is an unimaginable deal. I love JM diamonds and wish I could have more of them. I agree, Liz. I totally agree. And Laura's just messaged in apparently as well. We've got Laura who's got in touch with us. Let's see what that... Laura says is, OMG, Vicky. I just searched for Graf diamonds. I didn't know diamonds existed. They were that big. Amazing. Loving JM today. See? This is what I love, is that people are research. If I say, I love the fact that you go, actually, I'm going to see what she's talking about with that Graf diamond. Thank you for that, because actually it's really nice to know that you're doing that. And Angela in Cambridge, she says, hi, what would you use to thread the diamonds on, please? And that's Angela. What are you going to use? Wildfire
or fireline.
Fireline.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you get to that point where nothing will go through the very fine drill holes, this is why I think it's amazing that seed beads were added to our stable, because we now have wildfire and fireline.
Yeah.
Okay, we do them in 3 different gauges. We'll just work through the gauges. Try the thickest first. Obviously, that's going to be stronger, and then work your way down. There's a little tip here. I won't cut into those diamonds because we can give them to a customer.
Yeah.
I don't tend to do it so much when I'm using other gems of distinction, but diamonds.
Yes.
Take the stone off of the mat. Okay, so take the stone off of the mat, don't move it, and then offer the thread. So that I was going to use beading thread here, but if this was because fireline, the way it is manufactured, use it as a needle, because there's no way you're going to needle through the drill hole. So just rub it through your fingers until it's nice and taut, and then use that as the needle. But if you take the diamond off the strand, and trust me, with the best eyesight in the world, especially with black diamonds, it's quite difficult to find the hole. So take the stone off of the thread, and then offer the thread
Keep hold
up
of it
to,
and then offer the thread.
And then offer it up to it. Or what you can do is, if you've got the, is it called Handy Andy?
Oh, yes.
Do you remember the contraption with the
pincers?
With pinchers. If you put the torch battery, the torch on your mobile phone, if you lay your mobile phone underneath the magnifying glass and then hold the diamond, the light will shine up through the drill hole, and that's another good way of using it. But you will need wildfire or fireline. I
haven't seen the Handy Andy for ages.
No, we need to get it back. He was ace.
Handy Andy was brilliant.
Yeah.
Handy Andy with a little light.
Yes, yeah. Brilliant. That's what you would use.
We need to register that. We need to put that in our buying team.
Yeah, get him back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the beads that we used to do ages ago. Can you remember our they were like really patterned and printed aluminium beads?
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah.
We used to do a really great, and we haven't seen those for ages, and they were
What
fab.
they were called.
I was thinking we haven't had them for ages either. Must remember to buy our buying team to tell them. Right. Excellent. In my ears, sterling silver, curved, twisted, squared, tubes, spaces. It's catchy, rolls off the tongue. It is a say what you see moment, and you see quite a lot of detail in this actually. They're heavy, man. Hang on a minute.
Are they weighty?
Wow.
Oh gosh, they are, aren't they? Well, they sound really nice as well.
Oh,
They sound
like
heavy.
this, yeah. It ain't, no. You've got here, you've got...
What were you going to sing?
It ain't heavy, it's a finding. Okay, we've got here. See, I think I do really well. You're so much like my husband because, like, Pete, genuinely, I'll laugh and he'll just go, you do know that's not funny, don't you? I think it's really funny. And it just literally, I mean, obviously Mark knows my husband really well because, oh my God, you two are so similar like that. Cause you're so,
very dry, aren't we?
Very dry. Yeah, she's like, and literally, like, I'll be cracking up and I'll just think I've been the funniest thing. And he's just like, just not funny though, bitch. Right, onwards we go. You've got here, it is heavy.
Wow.
Because it is 3.95 grams? No, 3.9, beg your pardon, 3.9. That's a lot of silver going into it.
That's the biggest amount today, isn't it, in one piece?
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, look at you with your knowledge of what we've had. I'll just go back in my memory. You've got here a lovely arc. So anybody who's looking to create a detail around the décolletage, if you use straight tubes, it is very difficult to get that curve to the neckline.
You get gappage.
You do get gappage.
You get gappage.
Yes.
And these are really good for memory wire as well because it follows the curves of the memory wire.
Oh, I was working with memory wire yesterday as well with the bands. Yeah. I'm thinking about doing something in the school and taking in some memory wire, and I'm going to do like an enterprise with the kids at the school, my children's school, and we're going to make a bracelet, but I'm then going to show them how to sell it, because I think there's a lot in schools where you get taught things that you don't actually put into practice, like algebra, like x plus y equals z. I've never used in life that I know of, but actually somebody teaching me how I could sell something. You know, if the kids are going to go and get a Saturday job, it'd be nice for them to say, and I've been taught.
I quite fancy that because the whole craft fairy type thing. And
fancy doing it together, because we don't live that far away.
Yeah, I'll be up for that. Cool. That'd be really cool.
Right then, banging.
Okay.
So that's it. We'll do like a little this is they'll be like that. I'll contact the school like, yeah, we're not interested in you. All right then. But you have got that gorgeous arc, and I think you're right with the memory wire.
Yeah, it's perfect.
That
it's
would
the
look
right angle.
great to just cut.
Yeah,
Can you see?
yeah.
Now, if it was flat, it would sit almost what's the word? Horizontal. To the wrist, but because it's got the curve, it's just going to follow the floor, and it's going to wrap around the wrist and again against the neckline as well. Break it up with perhaps a couple of gemstones, and you've got yourself a lovely piece of jewellery. To be honest, you don't even need the gemstones, do you? You could you could just thread it on onto a nice simple beading thread, and you've got yourself. I'd like that as a bracelet, you know. I just have that as a bracelet.
How many have we got? We've got 10, haven't we?
Yeah.
25, so that's 25 centimetres, that's 8 inches.
Oh, that's fine. That's 8 inches. And then you add a clasp,
so
and then you're good to go.
So you could do a little pair of little dangly earrings with 2 of them. With your
and
wrist.
It would look really nice with that would look great. At $9.95. Hang on a minute, when did that price come in? I've been chatting away, literally chatting away about the... But I was just thinking because it's such a great way of making jewellery without having to have too much worry about it if I don't craft and because the design's already done for you for $9.95. That's great. I mean, that could be a wristwear piece and a pair of earrings done for less than a tenner for a nice gift for somebody's birthday or for Valentine's Day or Christmas. next year. Congratulations, multi-buys. Linda, you've got yours. Diana, congratulations. Somerset, Suffolk. I've also got buys in Greater London adding to your order today. Susan's joined me as well. Make sure you're checking out your baskets today. If you've put anything in your basket, anything like the diamonds, anything like the 5 strands, you've put in your basket. If you want it, you've got to check out. You could, if you were being rather excitable, what about take those, add in just a couple of diamonds, break up those diamonds with your silver, and you could have a diamond and sterling silver bracelet like that.
That would look really classy. That would be really high-end looking, actually, wouldn't it? Yeah.
I mean, just a simple, maybe a nice little heart-shaped toggle clasp, just to add like a little bit of finishing touch to the design. Diamonds, silver. Done. $9.95 is all you pay for those sterling silver. I'm going to get some of those. And if you do want your 5 strands, now's your time to get hold of those and check out your basket while the deal's available. Wasn't it $54.95 for the 5 strands? It was. So less than £11 per strand. So it's there available. If you get the silver, you may as well get those strands, put them together, and you've got yourself some amazing jewellery. Talk about amazing jewellery. I think it's time for us to just stop and see what you've been up to with the Wall of Fame. So this is our time where we get to see what you've been up to, whether you're just getting started with jewellery making, whether you're advancing into a new medium, whether you're trying something different, whatever you're up to, it's always nice for you to share. And, you know, the nice thing about JewelleryMaker is it's very much a community environment. And it's not a case of whose is the best that we show, it's about what you're up to and just sharing that with everyone. And if you are lucky enough, you could get either £50 or £100 accredited to your account. And that's the draws on a Wednesday, isn't it?
Right,
yeah, so it's just a draw out the hat. So it's not like grading anybody or seeing how good you are. It's just a case of putting all your numbers in the hat, and then fingers crossed, if you've put your design in, then you might get your name pulled out. We don't get a chance to show everybody's on TV, so you will always automatically go into the draw no matter what. So good luck for that for Wednesday. 487. Oh, somebody's name's come up. Please see my Wall of Fame. Now this says, and I don't know whether this has been put in front of me for a purpose, a favourite design of Mark Smith. Oh, and so inspiring.
That'll be me.
That's you. One of the first pieces we ever presented together that you made was this kind of style in aquamarine. I'll never forget it. Amethyst, garnet and white agate chips added onto wire, then a twist design finished using the Wags Y cone. Bring it back. I want the Wags Y cone more. This is so springtime. I couldn't resist making this design. Please pass on my thanks to Mark. Mark, thanks. We need more of his wonderful chip and nugget designs, and that's Rachel May.
Thank you,
Bless you, Rachel. Thank you. More of the Wags Y cone. Haven't seen that for a while either.
I need to get him back.
I need to write all these down. If you've got anything that you want us to bring back, or things that you haven't seen for ages, send us a message quickly in. You've got 5 minutes to get in a message. What are you looking for? And I'll pass it on because I'm going to go into this to see the team briefly. So let us know.
Look at this. Number 488. This is from Marie. And Marie says, hello, you lovely lot. For the Wall of Fame this time round, I'm submitting this large labradorite ring I have made. Everything here was a fab JewelleryMaker bargain. And good luck to all the Wall of Famers. And thank you, JewelleryMaker, for all of the bargains and brilliant entertainment.
Yay.
And that's from Marie with TTFN, which I think is Tartar for now. I think.
Get you with your lingo. Down with it. Rebecca has got this fantastic piece to share with us. She says, my latest entry is a bracelet and earring set made with pyrite and mookaite. I love mookaite. Doesn't matter how many times I see it, I just love it. I love it, I love it. She says, best wishes to all. Well, right back at you, Rebecca, and you are 489. Thank you so much for getting involved.
Okay, number 490. This is
that's
beautiful.
Gorgeous.
And this is from Janet Jackson. I wonder if is it the Janet Jackson? Janet Jackson from Yorkshire. So I think it's our Janet Jackson.
Yeah, it's our Janet.
It's our Janet,
it should be JewelleryMaker Janet Jackson because, you know, she's ours.
And Janet says, hello everyone, please find my entry for this week's Wall of Fame. It's a Dutch spiral necklace and bracelet using Miyuki size 11 and 8 with 4mm bicones and fire polished beads. I finished the back of the necklace with PRAW, which is prismatic right angled weave, and Kumihimo. I hope you all like it. Good luck to everyone. And that's from Janet in Yorkshire. That's exquisite. Hours and hours and hours of work.
PRAW is what?
Prismatic right-angled weave.
I knew that. love from Kimberly is what this says, and I like the fact that Kimberly has been absolutely inspired by our amber, as we all have. She has 2 bracelets made with sterling silver and amber nuggets, one for me and another for my sister-in-law, all from JM, and good luck to everyone. Well, I'll tell you what, lucky sister-in-law, and I have to say, the amber weekend that we had was just fabulous, and I think, you know, for something as classic as this, you just need the gemstones to do the talking,
absolutely.
and you've done it perfectly there, Kimberly. And your number is 491.
492, and this is from Debbie in Glasgow. And Debbie says, "Hi everyone, my entry this week is a wirework pendant using garnet, pearl and citrine. It was made as a gift using her and her family's birthstones, so it's unique to her. She seemed to like it. All materials and gems from JewelleryMaker. Good luck to everyone, especially all the talented people who enter. Lots of love and hugs." And that's Debbie in Glasgow, number 492. That's beautiful.
Exquisite. And another fabulous piece is from Di, and she says, "Now what's going on here? I mean, is this serious?" She says, "It's a garnet spiral necklace with 4mm garnets and rose gold beads, made after watching Mark Smith's demonstration with seed beads."
I do get round a bit.
Don't you just?
Yes.
He gets around. I love gemstones and thought it would be great to work with these garnets, and it does. It is quite heavy though. I need to see if I have enough left in my stash to make a matching bracelet. Hope you like it, and thanks all for the inspiration. Bless you, Di, and that's lovely to hear from you, especially now Mark's seen, you know, your amazing creation from his design. So thank you for sharing that. 493 is your number.
494, and this is from Leslie in Burnley. And Leslie says, "Hi everyone, here is my latest entry. It's a micro-faceted spinel and silver grey diamonds. The pendant is made using 1mm and 0.4mm silver coloured wire from yourselves, and I use some cerulean from my stash and embedded with spinel and diamonds.
Ooh.
Hope you all like it." And that's Leslie in Burnley. That's very
Fabulous.
decadent. Well done.
And Geraldine in Cramlington, which is in Northumberland, a beautiful part of the world, says, "Been a while since I've entered anything to the Wall of Fame, as I seem to have lost my jewellery making mojo. Think Super Duos may have just gotten it back for me. These little beads hold so much potential. This is a daisy bracelet that I have just made with 2 colours of Super Duos and 11 O's seed beads. The centres are 6mm mystic coated quartz from my stash. Thanks for all the amazing products and demos." I have to say, I think the Super Duos, they just seem to have so much potential. So much potential.
They're my favourite seed bead, they're my favourite.
Yeah, just the way that they can lock and fan, and they create so much. And you've caught that beautifully there, Geraldine. 495.
And last entry today is number 496, and this is from Linda. And Linda says, "Hi everyone, here is my entry for this week. The silver shell pearls are beautiful and a joy to work with. I really enjoyed making this jewellery, and good luck to everyone who has entered, and maybe just a little bit more for myself." And that's love to everyone, and that's Linda Dyson, number 496.
Oh, congratulations,
Beautiful,
Linda.
beautiful.
I just have to let you know that your yellow diamond deal, we have to just be absolutely clear, and I know it's still said on the screen 179, you will be only paying £149.95 for your yellow diamonds, Canary, crisp, vibrant colour, and it is a very special deal. Roz really pushed the boundaries, literally ignored the computer altogether and put £30 back in your pocket. So if you do want a guarantee, if you put it in your basket, check out, you will pay only £149.95 on that deal. If you want to get it and you want to put it on, speak to the call centre, they have already been notified, so everybody knows it's £149.95. Thank you to you. Thanks for doing an amazing job before I came. And thank you for your company. Take care of yourself. Buying from JewelleryMaker couldn't be easier. When we bring an item to you, all the graphics come